Yeah. Come on. Welcome.
Good afternoon. Sean Higgs coming at you here. A little midday money on a Tuesday. A little bit after 11. I set the room up, and then I was running around, and I thought the room was on. I come back in, and it wasn't here. I don't know what happened. Anyway, like, subscribe, ring the bell here. Win a free pick. Say hello. Say hello to my little friend. Twitter, Mr. Sean Higgs. And, of course, in the chat, you see it right there. The link, Amazon Prime, Spotify, Stitcher, iTunes, wherever, iHeartRadio. Give the Midday Money Show a follow. Not that I see who follows it, but maybe there's a way. I don't know. I don't have all the apps to see what's going on. But I do have YouTube, so I see somebody's watching on YouTube, I get to see. Again, Twitter, Mr. Sean Higgs. Your college basketball free picks are posted there. Let's get to things here, right? We'll touch on. You know what? I'll put the college hoops up in the chat here with our records. Let's do a national championship game recap real fast because that's how quickly it was over. We hit the over there in the video here. We like the over, and also had that as a premium play. But as I said it in this show and a couple other shows, I thought the defense, right? We worried about the Georgia defense. They're going to run the ball. I mean, second quarter, they're using up the entire play clock. Maybe a little worried about the over. I still like the over because I thought they'd still be able to get yards on a TCU defense that gave up yards all season. I mean, I said yesterday, the outlier in the TCU season was 17-7 Texas. Right? That was the game with no offense. The outlier in Georgia was a game against Ohio State that had zero defense. And let's be honest, Georgia has been here before. A lot better team. Was I expecting 62-7? I thought it would be like, I said it, right? I said it was either be like an Alabama Notre Dame 52-24 or the plan to throw a line and TCU would get it done. But hey, it is what it is. I don't want to hear about TCU shouldn't have been there. You know what? If TCU lost 62-7, Michigan would have been shut out. Is that how this works, right? Because they beat Michigan, so they would have been Michigan would have been shut out in that game. It would have been 90-14 in that game. So TCU should be happy that they beat Michigan. Michigan's would have put up they would have allowed 100 points there in that game. All right. Anyway, so yesterday's recap. We didn't have much in the chat. Right, we cashed with our college hoops, NC Central, 92 and 73 in the video with our college hoops plus 835. Premiums, I swept the board 4-0 in my college basketball. I'll take it. We also hit our college football. Again, in the chat, 65 and 42, 22-05 on the season. We'll take a great winning season in video. Premiums, though, I was just a little under 52%. So small losing season in college football. You're going to hear about it. I've actually, people lose. You want to, people say, oh, you come on here, all the time. I had a losing college football season. Great season in the chat, right? We could put up a chat picks, and the video picks are great. NFL, 51 and 50 in the video. You know what? On the season, 125 and 75. I mean, so every loser I basically had this season has been in the video. Obviously, you missed out on 75 winners, but you missed a 75-0 run. That's Vegas Dave-esque that I was on right there. Oh man. So we hit the total. We hit our college hoops. The only problem that came from a perfect day. Tim Earl, hockey, Buffalo. Yeah. Thanks for that, Tim. Appreciate that. Anyway, college hoops, today's picks. Let's go today's picks. So we have just college basketball. I got Hartford, Oklahoma State, Florida, and North Carolina. I want to say NBA sort of had a little lean. I was thinking about the Cavaliers, but again, not loving NBA. We'll let Tim come in and talk NBA later on about that when we talk about that. But Hartford, little doggy action Oklahoma State. I know people are gonna be in here. Oh, Kansas State, they're 14-1. Look at them putting up 100 points a game. Yeah, exactly. I think Oklahoma State scored like 45 their last game. We'll take Oklahoma State. Florida, a small fave on the road. Uh, not loving that. Like I think we had LSU the other day, or we liked them there in a spot where they were a dog. Here though, why is Florida favored? I don't know why. I do know why, because they're better. So we're taking the Gators. And North Carolina. I did this with Ross Benjamin earlier. This game here, uh, a little bit of a overreaction. North Carolina, right? Number one to start the year. The hype is on them. They start out terrible. They're 11-5. They're 6-1 in their last 7, though. Putting it together, and as good as Virginia is, Carolina. I hate to say teams have a team's number, but when you see a team often, you kind of know how they play. You kind of match up for whatever reason. They've matched up well against them. I'm getting 4.5. I'm playing some better ball. Let's go Tar Heels. Get it done. Get it done. There you go. And all right, let's go. Tim will come in, discuss some NBA. I know we have a couple games today. We'll rib them about the Sabres. But
Yeah. NBA is trash today. I'll say that. And there's 7 games. I have 2 plays.
all right, that's fine.
One of them's the best bet. The other one is the under in the Phoenix game. Phoenix just cannot score right now. Last 6 games for Phoenix: 102, 104, 83, 88, 96, 98. They're not scoring points. I would take their team total under. Their team total is sitting at 108.5. I would take their team total under. They just have not been able to do anything without Booker. They're saying they could be without Chris Paul and DeAndre Ayton today. Now, this is a Phoenix team that I said in the beginning of the year that I would take their win total under, and they're just not they're not good this year. They started
9
off
to
well.
10. Jeez.
They've lost 9 out of 10 since losing Booker. They have been nothing. They've been absolutely nothing. And their only win was the game after they lost Booker, which you faded the injury report. It worked out, but this is a Phoenix team. They had a good couple of years, but similar to the Clippers, I think they should blow it up.
Yeah, well, we talked about that when they signed like Ayton, that whole deal. We talked about that. Like they were going to let him go, and
they should have let him go.
They didn't want to pay him.
They should have let him go. You could have gotten some good draft picks from that. I know Detroit would have given you a buttload of stuff for him.
This might be a team. Obviously, you got some injury concerns right now, but
they'll get
come
to the
April,
play-ins.
Come April, May, you'll get to a little playoff time. Maybe it's something you look to maybe get some value on. But that'll all be built into the lineup. That'll also be like, oh, these guys are back. They should play better.
Well, if you think the Suns are going to end up, let's look. NBA futures. If you want the Suns to win the West, you can get them now at plus 850. I think that's the best odds you're going to get.
Well, I don't know if I want. Yeah. I mean,
if you think they're going to come back strong, but I'm not a believer. They still have Golden State to win the West at 375.
We're the Nuggets
as the top one.
Let's go.
I don't know
Denver.
about that.
Let's go Denver.
Yeah, Denver's 4-1. I still have my ticket back there of Denver to win the NBA Finals at 20-1. So maybe we get that, but really, Golden State's the favorite to win the West right now. Have they watched Golden State this year?
Well, they think they're going to turn it on. Once everybody's back, baby. Everybody comes back, you're ready to go.
Maybe. But I don't see it right now. There you go. Under in the Warriors game. Warriors are like 11.5-point favorites, too. And I'm not touching that.
No, thank you. Yeah. Well, let's move on. All right, here we go. Into the chat. Into the chat we go. T-Money. Best Bets T-Money. Welcome. How are you today on a Taco Tuesday? Miz coming in. K-State minus a half. They're minus a half. I thought that was 5.5. I got good money then because I got Oklahoma State plus 5 if it's down to a half. I'm looking good. Iowa State minus 5.5 versus Texas Tech This line moved up a bit. I think somebody's out for Texas Tech. I don't know. I thought about taking Texas Tech at 4.5 last night. Michigan State, yes, that was going to be my free pick with Detroit Lenny yesterday. Michigan State. The kid from Wisconsin's out, leading scorer, lost without him last time. I understand taking Michigan State there. Don't sleep on that Wisconsin team. They lost to Kansas on a neutral, Marquette in overtime. I think someone else had an overtime game. This is not a bad team, but when your best player's out, and for a Wisconsin team that just historically has trouble scoring. Eastern Michigan over 144. This was 149 last night. This was a 149 opener. I don't know. I don't know if that's good or bad. You got 144. And Temple over Tulsa, you got the total of 142, or I'm saying it was 142.5 last night, so 141 now. I actually kind of like Tulsa here, so I would lean over. I like the home doggy here with Tulsa. Almost bet them. T-Money, this was I was saying I had the last laugh on the Flyers 198. Yes, well, we talked about that. We know. I was with you. I was like, I kind of like the Flyers, and then
I
talked me into Buffalo.
And to be fair, I thought it was going to be Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen in net for the Sabres, and it ended up being old man Craig Anderson. So they kind of switched that one up on me.
Terrible.
Unbelievable.
K-State should be 5. Okay, yeah, 5.5. I'm on the other side either way, miss. Tanta, great. What do you say there? Good afternoon. Georgia Moneyline, no sweat bet. Yeah, never in doubt, Georgia Moneyline. Easy, baby. That's how you gamble. Georgia Moneyline. Not many of those posted on Twitter last night. I had to throw one out there. Georgia Moneyline, never in doubt. TCUB should not be drafted in the NFL. First time in some years I've seen a guy look scared. Doesn't look like he was shaking to make terrible mistakes time and time again. You're up against the defense. They got no defense like that in the Big 12. And you took care of Michigan. Remember, you had a couple turnovers helped you out against Michigan. You're gonna give Georgia a day, a week to look at you, to go over some game film on you. And listen, people will say, well, TCU shouldn't have been there. This and that. They got run out of the building. You won everything else you had to win. They were there. I don't mind them being there. This is talent-wise, though, they're just not on that level. We saw, Notre Dame gets in these games, they get run out of the building. You have a Georgia team that won a championship last year. They come in, we don't rebuild, we reload. You're putting another NFL draft pick, whether it's a first rounder, a third rounder, or fifth rounder. Most teams don't really have that coming in as a backup guy. I don't know if he looked scared as much as he was just, come on. We knew Georgia was going to look to improve their defense. Their rush defense is good. They had a little problem in the secondary. TCU doesn't have NFL wide receivers like Ohio State does. I don't know if he should or shouldn't be drafted. He looked good all season long. Say a guy gets embarrassed against Georgia, is that bad? Now, my point to this is let's expand the playoffs. The SEC will destroy these teams. And let's be honest, it's going to be 12 teams. There'll be 5 or 6 SEC teams. You're going to have Michigan, Ohio State, and freaking Penn State out of the Big Ten. Right? You're going to have a guy out of the ACC, whoever that is. Right? I guess they're kind of hoping it's Clemson all the time. Who knows? And then what other random? Who's it going to be? Big 12, Pac-12. The SEC, as I said, it's going to go 12. It's going to be like, well, this team is 9-3, but it should be in the playoffs over this team that has 1 loss because their 3 losses are to Georgia, Alabama, and A&M or Tennessee or whoever the heck is in the top 6. No, less is more. Keep it at 4, please. Keep it at 4 because I don't want to hear, well, these teams shouldn't, stop. We don't need more. We need less. We need the same people who are screaming more talking about how crappy some of these bowl games are. We did that one already. Reynolds, game was a massacre. Yeah, it wasn't even close. I mean, that's just the line opened at 14, and I get it. It's 14. You're like, wow, TCU, and I said it. It's like that's if you want to put TCU money line, or take a little cash out of money there. I get it, but on the same token, I was on the over because I thought Georgia. If I got Georgia scoring 45, 50 points, TCU needs a big outing to be in that one. I mean, come on. It's no different than Notre Dame playing Clemson or Alabama getting run right out of the place. And Michigan. I know Tate the Great's a Michigan guy, but come on. VCU money line versus Loshai. This was a 3. Is it come down or are you going to lay Wood 45? Florida. I'm with you on Florida. Ball State. Who do you got? Ohio. The Ohio Bobcats. Taking a little doggy there. And Georgia Tech. I wish I took Georgia Tech last night. It was a 6. It's come down a little bit against the Irish. Yeah, I'm going to talk about Michigan. Michigan. You lost to that team who gave up 63. So Michigan, if you're giving up 40, if you're losing and giving up 45 or whatever they gave up to TCU, you're giving up 80 to Georgia, Michigan. And if you think you're going to have Georgia running the play clock down in the second quarter against Michigan up 30-7, no way. They're putting up a 50 spot in the first half against Michigan. That's that. Now Georgia's going to be overhyped. Georgia, a heck of a team, but don't get hung on TCU who's not ready. Yeah. Oh, here again. Let's not go into they only scored X against Y. You can't do that. You can't do that. That is unfair. That is not how you rate games. I mean, I guess let me pull up the Georgia 65-7. Or the season results. I mean, they almost, what was that? Oh, almost, they barely beat Kentucky 16-6. I mean, you're a 20-something point favorite. Let's just go through the motions. I mean, you're not going to win every game putting up 50 and allowing 10. The next game against Mississippi State, 45-19. Tennessee, 27-13, which they toyed with. They toyed with them. Florida, again, I mean, your 20-point road faves, 23-point road faves. You're going through the motions when you're Georgia. This is like Alabama when they're laying 30 every week. All right, it's a little close. Let's get down to the nitty-gritty. I mean, come on, Team Money. What are you talking about here? Going to the ice, also Hurricanes tonight, and Hurricanes first period cold cash on the ice from Tate the Great. Where is Carolina against the Devils? All right. I looked at I was thinking about the Dallas Stars on the ice today. That was my one thing I sort of looked at. Canes, what do you say? Watch the game till the end. I had to say, not to my liking, I give TCU credit. They had a great season, and they deserve to be there. I don't want to hear say, oh, they should have made the playoffs. Well, you beat Michigan. You deserve to be there. If they would have lost the first game to Michigan 45-10, well, then, yeah. They probably shouldn't have been there. But you know what? You beat Michigan. You put up a 50 spot on them. And then the best team in the country who was basically number one all year, right? I mean, let's be honest. They were always on the back burner as a defending champ. Worried about the defense because when your defense loses, 6 guys to the NFL draft, you're saying, wow, they're not going to be a record-breaking defense. But, I watched half the game. I was with Tim and the boys doing a little live show. Then I had to go watch a show with my daughter, which is terrible. The Summer I Got Pretty. I'm still waiting.
Higgs, you are always pretty. Don't let a summer throw you off of it.
I play TLC's pretty all the time in my truck, and I cry when I drive around. You even know who TLC is, Tim? You ever hear TLC? Team Money today. LSU minus.
I've heard of them. I've heard of them.
All right. LSU minus 1.5 at plus 112 and money line 102. I'll be laying heavy on that. Yeah, that's because Florida is going to win. Sprinkle and Plumlee for the Hornets around 120. Ball State. Again, people look like they seem like Ball State here against Ohio on the road. And Plumlee for the Hornets. What is that? Plumlee what? Plumlee shows up. He just got it. Does he just have to come to the game, put on a uniform for plus 120? Does he got to do some physical work today? Michael, morning. Great night. Georgia. Yeah, no doubt route. Cavs whole narrative is Mitchell's return. Stay away today. Okay, did not know that. I just was looking at the number. I'm like, the Jazz is not a team I'm looking to buy on right now. That's why I didn't bet it. We didn't put it. It's not in the chat, right? I don't think I put it in the chat as a pick, so we got that working for us. It was almost there. We did not do it. We just said no. Marcos, I missed yesterday's show, but I'm here now. Welcome. Hit the like button for you and my dog Tim. Speaking of animals, good call on my Detroit Lions. Yes, they got it done. The Packers. Where is Aaron Rodgers going? Let's talk Aaron Rodgers real fast because I think he's due $45 million next year. And even if he retires, they say Green Bay's on the hook for dead money. Is that right, Tim? For about $50 million in dead money, $30, $40, $50 million in cap space? Oh, gosh. Yeesh. T-Money. Sean, you overthink the Lions. Gators is a loser today. Florida is terrible considering how much they're talked about year after year. All right. There's the pen, T-Money. See, T-Money, we are obviously on different sides of the spectrum here. You see the 1.5 as an easy winner. I see it as I got to go opposite of what people think. And granted, you are 2-1 in these spots with Lafayette. So I'm jumping into this one with my money. I haven't played the other ones where I'd be 1-2. Let's see what happens here, though. T-Money, NC probably covers, but lose here. Yeah, that's why I'm saying you got to take the points. I could see this being a 2 or 3 point game, close one. So I'll take the points here with NC. Disappointing start to year, but maybe they're starting to gel a little bit and find themselves. Michael took the Thunder 4.5 versus Miami. Thunder's first primetime game since 2020. I think they turned it up. Again, it's the Heat. You never know what to get with the Heat. And a short line like this tells me you got guys out. I'm not looking to bet Miami. 4.5 looks way too easy. So Thunder it is. Portland -7. Magic on the road. I get it. 3 and 4 back-to-backs with travel. Yeah, we like our little Magic sometimes, but I'm not looking to play them here either. Didn't think about it. Again, Cavs were something I thought about because I don't like the Jazz. Too many agreeing with Tim's NBA is pathetic. May throw some on a dog since someone's going to upset somebody. Yeah, you don't have to, though. Just have an easy night. You don't have to bet. You don't have to bet. T-Money, one of these games the sun's going to wake up. Yeah, well, keep betting that. It would be 1-9.
It's not tonight. As much as I love betting my dogs, and they're sitting at 11.5, 12-point dogs right now. No.
Tater Great, love the under in the Suns Warriors game. Yes, Suns can't hit the side of a barn with a beach ball right now. Where's going to sit a lot to get up for Curry's return? I don't know if they're going to sit a lot for his return. I think these guys want to play. They don't play. These guys want to make contracts down the road. So they want to show the game team, look what happens when I get a chance on the court. I could score. So they're not resting on their laurels for sure. Team Money agreed with Tim. Phoenix needs to blow it up. Booker. Team Money. Suns hate the coach. A lot of turmoil over contracts. Yeah, I don't know enough about the Suns contract situation. Do they still have Cedric Ceballos on the team? Is he playing? Oliver Miller? Barkley? Dan Marley?
Yes. Barkley's still on the team. Yep, 100%.
When he's not doing TNT shows? Nuggets won't ever win a championship anytime soon. Team Money, you're insane. What are you talking about? Why can't that team win?
Yeah, I know. I am a Nuggets fan. Look what they did last year in terms
with one guy
with just Jokic. They ended up losing to the eventual champions in the first round, but now this year, barring any injuries, they'll have Porter, They'll have Murray. They'll have Jokic, Gordon. And I feel like this team's getting deeper. Their young guys are stepping up. Christian Braun's been fantastic. Bones is kind of into his own. You're muted.
I know. I said you arguably got the best player in the game.
Yeah.
So you're always in it. You got a guy who does everything.
Of the year, in the offseason, because big Nuggets, Jokic, back-to-back MVP. I'm like, all right, he's not going to get it again this year. With everything that's going on, with Murray coming back, I don't think there was enough more. I was wrong. And midway through this, a little bit through the season, I was wrong, and I threw money at Jokic going back to back to back.
I mean,
doesn't matter.
Money's talking about 31 years ago. I'm not worried about Dikembe Mutombo and Chris Jackson led teams with Carmelo.
No,
Anthony.
I'm not.
I mean, 31 years ago. All right, 31 years ago. How about 20 years ago? Florida basketball won like back-to-back championships. That's why they'll beat LSU. LSU couldn't get to the NCAA tournament with Simmons, who was the best college player at the time. I mean, he's a terrible NBA player. But come on, Timo. 31. What does that have to do with anything? Come on, man. Get out of here.
It's a totally different team.
Here comes the blocks coming out. Tony K, the Vegas top dog himself.
Real quick, you'll like to hear this. Carlos Correa, 6 years,
to the
$200 million with the Twins. Enjoy him.
Listen, don't get mad at the. Hold on a second before I get to.
I'm not. You're getting an injured player.
If I'm, yeah, but you know what? If I was the Yanks, I would have given him 4 for 2. I would give him 4 for 200. If I could get 2 years out of the guy, listen, the Met window, the Yankee window, you got veteran quarterbacks, you got veteran starting pitchers. This is their time. Like you want to win this year, right? They're not saying, well, we're going to win for the next 5 years. You're putting together, I got to win right now. That's how you build a team, right? I mean, the Braves, you could say they got 10-year contracts. They're looking long-term, but they're still looking to win today. It's not like that team's not going to be competitive. How don't I say, listen, we'll give you 200 for 4 years. You're going to say no to that? If you're going to say no to $50 million a year, fine. Okay. Yeah. I need 2 years out of you because that's where I think my pitchers could still last. Because I don't know who I'm going to sign the year after when these guys get older, hit the shelf injury-wise.
Yep. But I figure I saw that notification. I figure I'll let you know.
Yeah, good stuff. Good stuff. Here we go. Tony K, the Vegas top dog himself. Tony K gave me my shot. It all started. Midday money. We can thank Tony K. 10-star money bomb. Here we go. Jazz +3 revenge tonight. Again, I'm not a big Jazz guy right now, but apparently Mitchell's coming back tonight. Is that the rumor here? So possibly you want to take the Jazz and fade a return of a guy?
It's not that he's coming back. It's Mitchell's first game back.
Back in Utah
since he got traded.
All right. So here's a guy who might come in and score 50 tonight. That's what you're saying. I can't do it. I said I like the Cavaliers tonight, but I don't know. I can't. The Jazz were revenge. The Jazz are a bad team, though. It's not November anymore. Would they start 11-1? I mean, they're 20-23.
They started off really well, and they've done exactly what I expected them to do.
That's what you're doing. You got a rebuilding team. Curry's supposed to be back tonight for Golden State, says the Miz, and Michael says it as well. Whiskey, Michigan State. I like Michigan State. It's tough. Whiskey's without their best guy. I know it's like, well, their best guy's out. Everybody rallies around the team. Well, that did happen last game. They lost by 10 points. What the heck? Phone's going crazy here. I'm a popular guy. Anthony Pounded, what do you say here? 2-0 college football USA. Sabres. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, Sabres. Hold on. Did it get over? It was 4-0 in the first period, second period. What happened there?
It died. It was just a complete, flat spot. I don't know. Bounce back tonight against the Kraken. That's what they could have. They could have been looking towards the Kraken today. I saw the Flyers on a second leg of a back-to-back with their backup goalie. It's whatever. That you can't score against them, but you score against the Capitals, the Wild, the Bruins. You're able to score against them, but not Philly. This team makes no sense sometimes. It happens.
We have an update. We have a breaking news. I got to get that breaking news clip that you guys use. Breaking news. My daughter needs a poster board for school. Tate's a great whiskey team total under. Yes, under 63.5. Sure, Tate. I'll go with you on that. Nathan, just watch the ESB morning show. Good morning. Yep. They're every morning. Early risers out in Carolina. Those crazy Earl brothers eating Bojangles sandwiches for breakfast.
Ooh, Bojangles. That sounds good.
They
All right,
got
that's
off to
one.
Nathan slept in today. Come on, man. Although I was lazy today too. My alarm goes off around like 6:30, and I just like kind of sit there in the bed, listen to uh, a little Mitchell Pauly in the morning, wake me up. I had Georgia's first half last night. Tough one. You got lucky with that one. That one barely got there. Late, late, late score gets you that 7.5 cover in the first half there with Georgia. Yeah. Well, I mean, Georgia's good. They're back-to-back champs for a reason. I mean, do people forget that? I mean, what?
I will say I see a little
How's
bit.
Georgia football been the last 3 years? Can we pull up the record the last 3 years?
They've been good. There's a stat from the SEC this year, just proves that the SEC is the best conference in football. They played the Big 12 champion. They played the Big 12 runner-up. They played the Big 10 runner-up and the ACC champion in bowl games. And they went 4-0, outscoring their opponents 204-48.
I mean,
And that's what Georgia against TCU and against Ohio State. That was Alabama against Kansas State and Tennessee against Clemson.
I mean, I don't know. I'm back-to-back championships. All right, they were 8-2 last year, or the year before that. 12-2, 11-3. Lost the national championship game, going 13-2. And then in Kirby Smart's first year, they were 8-5 after he took over the Mark Richt program. I mean,
They've been solid.
I don't know. 72-10. Pretty good
that
team.
Being said,
What's TCU? TCU's on a first-year head coach. Really, you're
they
gonna?
were 200-1.
Come on.
Let's
They were picked 7th. I had the under. Let's go back to August. I said take under TCU 7.5 wins this year, and I wasn't the only one. Hi, they were picked 7th for their conference, and you're gonna come in here and thought.
Let's not. You may see. Oh, it's an embarrassment for TCU. TCU shouldn't have been there in the beginning of the year. You look at them; they were 200-1 to win the Natty. They had Duggar was the backup quarterback. Yeah. They had the 45th recruiting class in college football. They had not a lot of 4 stars, like 4 and 5 stars. You look at it; this team should never have been where they were. I mean, they made it.
If you're talking to Texas football team,
embarrassing for TCU football. That was a humongous accomplishment that they even made it that far.
I mean, obviously, Texas is the team you think would be here out of the state of Texas.
Yeah, not TCU.
I mean,
a lot of people thought Texas A&M in the beginning of the year.
And A&M, yeah,
they didn't even make a bowl game.
It's terrible, freaking. Bill McDowell coming in over Toledo 155. I got this right around a 156. So that's where again, total wise for me, although I say I don't like them, we are 26-15 with total. So somehow we hit them. Reynolds, Ilshai plus 11. Yeah, I looked at this game here versus Drake. Like, it was 8, and now it's 11. Like, I think this is at 8. Okay, I mean, I like Drake. I like the Bulldogs. At 11, I might have to take Illinois Chicago here. 11. Who's that for Chicago? Any power rating I've seen for this game is between like 7 and 9. 11? It's got to be a dog play. Nathan, my parlay essay was first half under University of New Mexico and Georgia first half. Made $50. It's a nice winner there.
Real quick with the Carlos Correa deal, it is pending a physical.
Like, again, why aren't the Yankees should be coming in here and be like, hey, hold on a second. We'll give you 2 years, $100 million.
They should, but they're not going to.
Even the Mets should be like, because they could swallow a bad year on that. Yeah. Either team. Mm-hmm. If you get to the playoffs, you get obviously World Series champ. A win is where you're going to get, but you get 2 solid years from the guy. I mean, he wants a little more security, obviously, but I think he's got to play on any team should come in and do that. I think a 2-year, give him a lot of money up front. Those teams that can afford it,
But he went back at his 6 years for $200 million, and he's moving on. Yeah, pending physical.
Again, and again, if I'm the Mets, you want 6? Okay, we could go 6 for $215. We'll go a little more if you want a little extra. Because they can afford to swallow that bad pill down in 3 if something happens. Obviously, you don't want the 1 year. Can you get 1 year out of the guy? You need at least 1 to make it. We took a shot.
Yeah.
Especially in this room. We're gamblers here. We're taking a shot. Mike, that room has all the money is on Ohio tonight against Ball State. Everybody here likes Ball State. Where's the rumor coming from, Mike? Where's it at? T-Money, it's off all these QBs last few years for Bama, Ohio State. Even Kent State showed up against Georgia. I said Georgia should win, but that Texas TCU QB should hang. Listen, again, I'm not going to kick the kids back in. A bad game. You just happen to have a bad game with the world watching. Come on. Have a 10-team playoff with Bama, Georgia. No. It's okay. But here's the problem: is there's not 10 teams like Georgia, Alabama, and Ohio State. That's the problem, T-Money. That's why I keep it at 4. There's not 10 teams like this. I don't say, USC versus Tennessee. It'd be a good matchup. I don't know if it's going to be a good matchup. You could say that when the quarterbacks are healthy, but I mean, I just saw USC. Never in doubt. My Tulane, never in doubt. Tulane money line. I mean, you want USC in there? What's Georgia scoring on USC?
What's USC scoring on Georgia?
I don't know. I don't know if that guy's going to put up points. I mean, it's one thing.
I would have taken the over in that game regardless, even if it was in the 70s, because USC can't stop anybody.
We've seen since the playoffs. Again, I'm not saying the computer rankings were good when you used to do like the 1-2. Hey, win your games.
Yep.
Win your games. Then there's no problem. Then you have an undefeated SEC team or a Big Ten. Whoever's undefeated the rankings will be what they are. People will complain like this team should be in it. I don't know. Somehow for 50 years we had champions and then they had to start flipping things around in the 90s with like some computer rankings. And even then, a team like the Hurricanes beat a team ahead of them, and they still don't go to the national championship game. And it's bizarre. I don't get that one. But no, adding more teams. How can you say add more teams? How can you?
It would have just created.
You don't think these guys will still leave in a portal?
They will still leave. Week of games.
That's okay.
Just to see Georgia and somebody else again.
Again, so we're admitting that it's about money and not about competition. It's just worthless. Like the NCAA tournament to go to 90 teams.
I think that's
90
stupid.
teams, and then there'll still be the NIT. So we get 90 teams. So we're going to get 10 teams out of the ACC, every 500 teams, because it's not going to be fun. It's not going to be like we're taking Jacksonville State out of the AC. We're not taking A-Sun teams, and
you're not taking the second place out of the summit. No,
we're not taking a whack. No, it's not going to happen. It won't be like fun teams that are 26-2, and you're like, wow, who's this little team? Let's give them a shot. No. It's going to be
1917 Iowa.
Yeah, it'll be all Power 5 schools that are 5. Oh, in the history of the NCAA tournament, there's no team that's been 500 has missed it from the big. What the hell does that mean? Okay, that was totally different because back then the Big East was 10 teams and they were all in the top 10. It was it was 80s basketball. It was totally you can't. 90 teams is going to be 70 teams from the Power 5s, and then you'll be like, well, this team should get in. It's a bubble team. How's a top 100 team a bubble team? It's bad enough you had to go to the next 4. What? You're not good enough. No. Go to the NIT. Go to the CIT. CBI. I like those little tournaments.
Yep.
Because they're all smaller schools that they don't get a lick. They don't get a shot.
Nope.
Ninja. North Carolina, Virginia, over to 134. No. Give me the under. Why is this line coming down? It's 137 last night. Under for me, please. Nathan, I kind of like Johnny Cake's first half -1.5. No. Why is this line? St. John's played their best game the other day and lost. I can't do my Redmond. No thanks. Michael, had a feeling they're going to smash them. Dad. I mean, it was. You step back and look at it. Again, I just had the over. I didn't really know what to do with the game because I like Georgia and I had Michigan against TCU. I thought they were it'll catch up with them. And it did. It's not a real surprise. Mike, Ed Brown, the jockey, is Ohio -2. Eddie Brown, the jockey. Nathan, Belmont -5 against Valpo here. I looked at this game. I'm like, I did think about Belmont. I did lean Belmont. All right. Miz, I was surprised Georgia went for a 4th and 5 instead of a field goal. Less than 8 to go at 40. Why? Why not go for it? Just run the clock. You know, you miss, you don't get it, fine. You know, I'm sure they're thinking the defense is doing great. Let's just keep the clock rolling. Jesse says Kent State is the play today over Toledo. Really, the lines come down there, Jesse. Over the Rockets. Good game in the MAC, though. Unfortunately, we won't get MAC action when there's 90 teams. There won't be extra MAC teams for sure. T-Money, Michigan had a letdown spot after beating Ohio State. TCU should have smoked them. They had a letdown spot a month after beating Ohio State. T-Money, I mean, really? And you bet with real money, and this is what you think. A letdown spot after a month. How do you even have a smartphone to play on if you bet like thinking that stuff? A letdown spot. A letdown spot after beating. They had a letdown. Here we go. They had a letdown spot after beating Ohio State because a week later they beat Purdue by 20-something points. So they had a letdown spot after beating Purdue. We beat Purdue with their coach walking out the door. Oh my goodness, we're so flat. Get the heck out of here. Lane's in the house. Good morning. Nathan, Seton Hall -9. Who's the Hall got today? Georgetown. You know I want to take Georgetown because I'm a sick degenerate, and I'm just pulling for Patrick Ewing to do something. And I'm a Hoya hater. I like St. John's. The car on Ball State and Temple today. Everybody's on Balls. No, yeah, everybody's on Ball State in here. So that's definitely a no for me. And I kind of like Tulsa. I wrote down Tulsa. Who did I write down here yesterday? I got Florida, Fordham.
Might have to add Ohio with everybody on Ball State.
Right? I mean, everybody is on Ball State in this chat. Joe, Penguins puck line against Vancouver. I'll at least listen. I enjoy it because it's +130. You know, I'm not going to say jump on it. I had the Penguins the other day let me down, or maybe it was last week. But sure, let's go. +130. Get that cold cash, baby. Tetragrade. Higgs off screen. I feel pretty, oh so pretty. Yes. That's so pretty. Marcos. T-Boz, Left Eye, and Chili are icons. Yes. They are. They had the what was their Waterfall album? Was their big breakthrough back in, I think, was that like 94? Don't go chasing waterfalls. Please stick to the. I'm sorry. I'm gonna get a copyright infringement by singing some TLC. Team Money mistyped the Plumlee double doubles. Good luck on Florida. They're awful. I already wrote it down. Team Money. I wrote it down. It's on my sheet here. Me and you. Here we are. Who would have thought? Nathan, OU is +10 against Kansas. Is this 10 now? It was 9.5. I saw 11s. This is a no play for me here. I don't really like this one. Lock it in with the King. King D's in the house. Welcome. Markel is here. Good morning. Marcos, Aaron Rodgers needs to retire. It's over for him. If he retires, if he retires, great. The guy's getting paid. I mean, Green Bay's on the hook for I think it's like 30, 40 million in dead cap money. Even if he gets traded, they're hit with dead cap money. Lock it with the King at the hospital right now. Expecting. All right, listen. Don't name him Don't name him after the father. I don't need another Sean running around. It's my little dad joke. Congratulations on the youngster. I remember when my guy was born and coming out of the hospital. I didn't even know how to lock him into the car seat. Some old cadre had helped me. I'm like, how does this thing work? And I still tell him now. He's like a big baby gorilla. I think he's 15. I don't know. And I'm like, like. It's funny. You go, you buy when he was smaller with his little like Transformers we were playing with. I said, see this? I got like an instruction book. I said, nobody gave me an instruction book at the hospital for you. I didn't know how to change a diaper. Man, well, congratulations, King D. Take a break for Ben. You don't have to bet today. All right. Nathan, K-State -5.5. I don't like the K-State here. I'm kind of leaning Oklahoma State. I think we got it right here in the chat. Hartford, Oklahoma State, Florida, North Carolina. Thoughts on UK and St. John's? The St. John's game I don't like. I mean, Butler's bad. Butler's a bad team. St. John's played such a good game, and to lose, I don't know what that team is. And Kentucky here laying, was this 18-19 in South Carolina? I don't want to lay it out with Kentucky. I mean, South Carolina's not a great program by any stretch. They're not a good team. I don't know, 18 points, 19 points. I mean, Kentucky might be better in March Madness when everybody starts playing a little better. I mean, they might be better in 2 weeks. I can't lay 20. The Karma, 58 mil. What's the 58 mil for? It only cost you $31 for my picks, not 58 mil. Markel's excited about the King with his youngster on the way, new baby. Team money, I think the other way. But also just go by what I have team rated as far as Florida. Overrated a bit this year. They've been favored a lot, not even winning outright. They're over 500. And again, you make all good points here on this Florida game. I'm not going to say Florida is a good team, right? I mean, they're 8-7. They're 8-7 and favored over a team that's 12-3. And they're not even home. They're on the road. Florida, 1-1 away. LSU, undefeated, 9-0 at home. What are we doing here? But yet they're favored on the road. Lost out of neutral to Oklahoma. Lost out of neutral West Virginia. Lost neutral Xavier. Who's their marquee win? Florida State. Still Florida State. Stink it up. Lost to 20 to UConn. Lost to Auburn on the road. A&M. Yet they're favored here. Gators all day. Thunder or nothing, says Markel, for some NBA Saturday against Miami. Yes, we talked about that earlier. Too many. It's possible Florida, but LSU at home, they don't lose. Yeah, they're undefeated. Yet they're a dog to a 9-7 team. Again, I'm always going to take the one that go against the easy money that looks easy. Markel, appreciate it. He's excited for you. I'm pretty sure he's saying he appreciates you. Let's go with the baby, not Thunder or nothing. Nathan, Bowling Green versus 2.5. Bowling Green are the Falcons. So I was like, wait a second. That's why had to do a double take there on the Bowling Green. Where is Bowling Green against the Zips? Home doggy here. Okay, I'll take them with you. The Cavs. You gonna put $58 million on the Cavaliers tonight? I like the Cavaliers tonight. And as we said in the earlier, Mitchell's back to his old stomping grounds, but Utah's got nobody to stop him. Right? Mitchell for a 50-piece tonight. Double nickels, Jordan style. Marco's just watch a 40-year-old virgin. It's based on a true story, I hear. I want to. Nathan, Buffalo -3.5 over Miami, Ohio. I don't mind that one. Mute 420 teaser Georgia Tech team total. Georgia Tech at Texas Tech 10.5, 10.5s. I'm like, what's that going on team total? I do like Georgia Tech to start the day. I like them. Right, it's 5 now. I still like it. And you want to take Texas Tech? I don't know why that Texas Tech line's on the way up. I'm assuming somebody's out for them. Mute, and I do like Texas Tech. I had it circled. And that was when it was 4.5. Now it's on the rise. You're getting two double-digit dogs. I know teasers. You're laying a little juice, but 2 dogs in conference play. I'm not going to say no. The breaking Correa news. Yes. 6 for 2, honey. Best bet team. I can't believe anyone thinks Denver's a championship team. All right, here we go. That's respectful to the Bucks, Nets, and Warriors. I mean, okay. Now, quit betting if they win. How can you say that there are that many better teams in the West than Denver?
I mean, it's not like Denver has the back-to-back MVP or anything like that. Come on, dude. They're the number 1 team in the West right now. The Western, I know the Western, and if there's any year that a team other than Golden State's going to get in, you look at the current top 6 in the West. I believe it's Denver.
It's Memphis. Memphis has the same record.
New Orleans.
And everybody else, no one else is over 500. That's a lie. Dallas is over 500. Sacramento's 3 games over 500.
Yeah,
but Denver's a bad team.
If there's anybody any year for a team other than them to come out of the West, who's honestly going to come out of the West for you? Who is coming out of the West for you? You think Golden State steps up again? I mean, they could, but
I mean, I like the Nets. I like the Nets every year, but that's a cluster. Yeah, they have 2 of the best players in the game. Can they make it there? Is the problem without one of them getting sick or getting hurt. And that's it. It's a 2-man team with no coach.
The Western Conference is weak right now. And that's the main reason why you can get some of these teams, Denver or Memphis, where Zion comes back healthy, New Orleans. Luka and the Mavericks are always alive. Whenever Luka's playing and putting up 60-point triple-doubles, that's always alive.
Yeah.
But
I mean, I understand. I'll quit betting if they win. That's
not true. Come on.
If they win, my ticket right here.
Can they win? Yeah, they can win. I mean, how can you say they can't win? They got the best record in the West.
They're 17-3 and 17-3 at home, same as Memphis. But if they get home series, they're not losing games. They're not losing games at home right now. They haven't lost in almost a month at home. Come on.
Georgia Tech to cover the Carm. Yes, I agree with you on Georgia Tech. Macaroni Tony. Rangers money line, Avs, and the Blues. Let's pull up some cold cash here on the ice. Rangers minus 142 against Minnesota. I would I would lean wild. I did not bet this one. No real opinion on that. Avalanche is not a team I really want to play right now. I mean, they're not looking like last year's Avalanche. I don't know if they're just kind of going through the motions.
They were just beat up like crazy. At one point, we saw Avalanche money line sitting at plus 160, plus $2 against teams. Because they were out an AHL lineup because they had 10 injuries.
I mean, beginning of the year, minus $4 versus the Coyotes. So are they getting their guys back? Like, that's just a team I really don't want to play with right now.
They're slowly getting healthier. They're slowly getting healthier. And I know Nick took
a lot.
Nick took the Avalanche to win the Central at $4.
Plus 4?
Plus 400. They just won the Stanley Cup, and the Central is a weak division in hockey right now. You look at the Central. It's got Dallas, it's got Winnipeg, it's got Memphis. Sorry, it's got Minnesota. Nashville's ahead of them, and then you get the Avalanche.
They got work to do. They're 10 back. They definitely got work to do to get back.
They got work to do, but out of all the teams, I feel like they could do it.
I would lean under in that one. I know it's gone up, but I would still look under in that game, 6.5. And St. Louis over the Flames. I'm all for a nice home ice dog, but I'm guessing this is based on this. We probably got a backup goalie situation going here. Is that why it's why there's such a bigger dog here? Hold on. I'm on the standings page. Got to see what kind of matchup we got here in between the pipes, as they say, for some hockey. But yeah, so Rangers no play. I would lean under in the Avs 6.5, and for Blues, let me see if I can find anything right here. So we got a backup going today. Is that what we got? I'm reading we have a possible backup goalie on tap.
Who does it say they have? Is it Bennington or is it
Grice?
Thomas Grice. Okay, yep, that's the backup. That's Lenny's favorite goalie. Ask him about Thomas Grice.
So yeah. If you want to lean with the dog, I mean, maybe with St. Louis. Team Money, if they get Luka or LeBron, they can win around. Like, all right, Team Money, you're nuts. Come on. They could beat teams.
No, LeBron's a bum.
Antoine, hit the like button. Appreciate it. Marcos Mitchell return tonight. Vengeance. Yeah, but revenge and vengeance for who? For him? He's going to say, hey, you missed me. Here's 60 points. Or all the Jazz role players going to come out and have big games. I can't bet the Jazz. That's why I like the Cavaliers tonight. His vengeance. Too Money. Sabres good, but way overrated. Yeah, we know that.
How are they overrated?
Michael, Flyers have covered the puck line 12 straight off a loss. Who the Flyers got today? Where is Philadelphia?
Flyers don't play today. They just finished their back-to-back.
Oh, all right.
He was just mentioning that stat.
Too Money. I remember those poster board projects the night before it's due. Yeah, seriously. Like, hi, I need a poster board for tomorrow. Really? Freaking. Miz, Kentucky should have spread cover by halftime. All right, they might cover 20, but are they going to keep winning by 20 the whole game? I'm not telling Miz, you know better. I'm not going to. I see lines like that. I don't really look at the games. That's never. You're not going to come into this show and see me lay $4 with a ice favorite, a baseball favorite, a 240, a 180, a 20. In fairness, TC beat the Ohio State. Yeah, they did basically, right? Because if Michigan beat Ohio State and TCU beat Michigan, Ohio State wouldn't have lasted here. Derby Bandit lives in South Texas. Yes. You like that, Derb? I got a 152 for what is this game here? I'm ahead. Picks from Dave. Good luck today, and good luck to you also. No picks from you, Dave? You come in, picks from Dave. You don't even give a pick. That's bad. Should be no picks from Dave. Should be your channel. 3-time Georgia players are much bigger and faster. TCU. Yeah, it's no contest. I mean, Georgia guys are NFL bound. TCU guys are, I mean, you might get a couple, but nothing like the depth that you got going on in Georgia. Derby, Correa can play center field for us. This is why you're saying you're in Texas, because you want Correa to come play the outfield. Chaz McCormick needs a day off. What about our guy Jake the Rake? Where's Jake the Rake playing? Derby? I saw Jake play at Sugarland. Rich P, made in time, hit the like button. Richie, I opened up a Chrome hobby and a Series 2 hobby. Terrible. Got trash. I didn't make a video, though. Nathan, give me Air Force plus the 9 against Colorado State. Yeah, this is a big number, but this is one where I see it and think it's too much, and I like Colorado State. Antoine, what's the spread on Michigan State? It was a pick 'em last night. Now Michigan, I think, is the Spartans, I should say, are 1.5. Don't think Bennett will do anything in the NFL. Well, here's an update, Miz, about Bennett doing anything. 90% of the college quarterbacks drafted do nothing in the NFL. We can run down the line. What do all the quarterbacks from last year's draft do? Let me tell you, nothing. Pat, last night's game was a perfect example of why it shouldn't expand. Seriously, no. 4 is fine. 4 is fine. Nathan, Nevada, and Steve. Oh, Steve Alford. I'm like, what's he talking about? I'm like, Steve Alford. Aztecs wins, but the Wolves cover. This is a 10 now. This opened at 8, by the way. People bet San Diego State. I guess he leaned towards the dog there. Miz has 5 MAC games today. 4 of them will go over. This is college basketball, not college football action. Fernando, what do you say, my guy? Hanging in. Fernando, where are you going to be this weekend watching the games? And maybe we get Derby. Derby's in South Texas. I know you're north of me, I guess. I mean, who knows? Texas is enormous. I mean, South, who knows? I don't even know how Texas is broken down. Corey Jones checking in, leaning towards Detroit whiskey, NC, and Oklahoma. Is this Detroit? This got to be Detroit NBA mixed in here with some whiskey, Kakalaka, and the Sooners. Steve Ponder. Well, we got to wrap this up pretty soon here. We got Ali coming up. Thank you for backing my thoughts on you over last night's college football game. Absolutely, baby. I had it myself. Marco Still See Water Song was the album. Crazy, Sexy, Cool. Yes. Yours in middle school. You're in middle school. You're in middle school. I'm like 21 going to Vegas for a trip. T-Money, Tar Heels over seems easy. Of course, I'm taking it. Under for me. NC over, me under. Just to go get Steve money. Valpo under against Belmont, 140.5. That's right around my number there. No opinion, Steve. Clippers and Sixers, no thank you. Clippers, absolutely no. King D, get off the computer. Go read a book of like training your baby to sleep every 4 hours when they're infants. And swaddling. Swaddle that baby. Got to swaddle them. Nathan hitting the Warriors come out to play. Yay. The Warriors. Excellent movie. Excellent movie. The Baseball Furies. Baseball Furies start up in a month with spring training. T-Money, I know hoops. I will see come playoff times. Here we go. Still on Denver, T-Money. Air Force. No, I like the other side here. Brandon the Great. K-State team total over. What's the team total? I mean, they're putting up 100 points a game. I mean, it's got to be thick. Brom's a bum, but we just beat Denver. Denver, come on. Here we go.
122-109 last night. I don't know what you're talking about.
No. Denver won by 13. Miss says Toledo Rockets, although the Iceman Jesse Schul said that Kent State is the play. Richard, styles make fight, and that's the same with football. TCU did not beat Ohio State. Well, technically they beat Ohio State because they beat Michigan, who beat Ohio State. That's although that was more, Richard, that was in your comment. Someone said, well, somebody barely beat a team. Then we got to wrap this up soon. Oklahoma plus 10.5 against Kansas. I don't like this game, Michael. Ricketts is in the house. Where this guy's been hiding? Happy New Year. Michael Walker, UNC money line. Yes, I like UNC today. I mean, I prefer the 4.5 over, and the Seton Hall over against Georgetown. Why not? Georgetown gives up a ton of points. They're going to give up 75, so sure. Oklahoma, Kansas. I do not like it. Sanford plus 7.5 live was a lock. Never in doubt. Michael, we got that one already. Tim Earl, best of team money. 122-109 last night. That was the Denver game over the Lakers. UNC over Virginia. Yes, we got UNC in the chat here. And that's it for the show. Hartford, Oklahoma State, Florida, North Carolina is my college hoops. I'll be back tomorrow.